Hey everybody, hello and good morning. Welcome to Easy Markets Daily Pitch International with me, Darius. Today is the 2nd of June, 2023, guys. So yeah, welcome everyone. Welcome to this second day of June, second day of summer, and the last day of this week. Or should I say last trading day of this week. But yeah, guys, as always, we're going to have a quick look at the markets, a few of the charts, the usual stuff. But before we do that, as always, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation and should not be considered as such. This material should not be taken as an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. Look, I'll give you a few seconds to read the rest. I'll disappear here from that little left corner in there, and we'll go from there. Okay, so now then, right, before we also jump into the charts, just a quick mentioning of our Easy Markets website, which you can always check out for more information about us. You can always reach out to us if you wish. We'll be happy to help you out if we can help you out, and then if we cannot, then we'll try to find an answer. So yeah, always, like I said, always reach out to us, and we'll see how we can help you out. Anyway, guys, enough of this. Let's jump into the charts. Now, beautiful move here to the upside, and there we go. Yes, beautiful explosion here, higher. Yesterday we had the end of the debt ceiling saga in a way. For now, that's what I wrote there in the heading. So yesterday the bill kind of passed the Senate, and everybody was happy and positive, and yeah, that kind of gave that little boost here to the market. So yeah, from the technical perspective, look, I talked about this yesterday. I said that in order for me to go lower, I need to see a drop below that the 30,648 territory for the upside. I need to see a push above this downside line. Well, I got my break through the downside line and kind of opened the door towards some higher levels. Also, from the positive note, also in the US, yesterday we got the nice ADP numbers. So the question is then, how will these NFPs will show up? Will they also be that positive? Well, we'll wait and see. So yeah, look, for now, looking at the Nikkei here, to be honest, everything's working out so far. Look, today's Friday. I'm not going to make these kind of, spectacular prognosis or forecasts, and if I may say, because it's Friday. Look, I mean, we will try to position ourselves carefully, accurately. So yeah, let's not rush into anything. So, long story short, for now, I am looking at this 31,670 territory as my next target. If we clear that, this will confirm a forthcoming higher high and potentially could attract more buyers into the game. ASX 200. So, yeah. This 200-day EMA is something to keep in mind as well, because look, I talked about this yesterday. I said to you that in general, I'm keeping an eye on the 7,131 territory. If it holds, another decline here could be possible. I said that if we do break it, then the last kind of resort for the bears is the 200-day EMA. But to be honest, at this point, I will take a bit of a careful and cautious approach. In terms of examining higher levels, now I talked about the 7,215 territory, but actually, I think that it needs to be redrawn a little bit, maybe to put it somewhere in this perspective, the 7,200 levels. So something like that could be a nice, good level here for the upside. So long story short, if we want to consider some higher levels, then yes, certainly a break above this 200-day EMA is required. but also just a push above that 7,200 territory would be ideal as well. So and then we could consider a larger correction to the upside, because again, the reason why I'm saying correction, because we're still below this downside line. So if you're looking for some higher levels, a break of this downside line is needed. Yes, previously I talked about this hurdle, this 7,315, but to be honest, I will start looking at some higher levels already if we do push above this downside line. China 50, so the FTSE China 50 index. Beautiful retracement here from this territory, from that 12,237. Yep, wonderful. Look, I said to you before that even though we could see some upside here, look, any move up until this downside line could be classed as a temporary correction before another possible leg of selling if the downside line remains intact. But if you're not really comfortable with that, honestly, if you're like on my side, I'm just observing right now. I'm not really doing anything here because, look, I need to see a break of this downside line. Oh, sorry, not downside line, but a break of this hurdle, this 12,237 territory, somewhere around here. If we do clear that, then yes, this may attract a few more sellers into the game. A break of this downside line may invite more bulls into the field. So keep your eyes on that. Nasdaq. So yeah. The debt ceiling. So yeah, yesterday they've passed it. Okay. I mean, honestly, it was a big, beautiful show. Congratulations, everybody who watched. It was a nice season. So let's. The next season will be in 2 years. So yeah, basically what they kind of they increased the debt ceiling and they capped the government spending and for 2 years. So yeah, like I said, we'll see each other in 2 years in that case, where we're gonna get another episode or another season starts. And so yeah, we'll see how that plays out. But anyway, the market is taking it as in a positive way. Also, today we have the NFPs. So the US NFPs are coming out. We have well, actually, let me just remind myself. I can't remember. The expectation is, yeah, there we go. So the expectation is for a lower number. In general, what we're seeing here, first of all, is that we jumped nicely to the upside. We moved higher. We climbed back up. Back above this 61.8% retracement on the Fibonacci, drawn from the highest point of November of 2021 and the lowest point of October of 2022. So yeah, we have this one right now, and keeping an eye on that 61.8. For me, that's at the moment, that's the gauge. However, what I can do here as well is that, look, I talked about this hurdle too. Where's that? Let me zoom in here a little bit. This 14,445 territory, or in other words, the 14,450 level. So we'll round it up a little bit. I said to you that if we do climb above it and stay above it, I'm leaning towards the upside. Well, to be honest, I'm going to stick to this plan. I'm going to go further north as long as we stay above this hurdle. If we start falling back below it, I'm taking a neutral stand. Because, look, for me to consider some lower levels, I need to see a drop below this territory right here, this 14,250 zone. And if we do fall below it, then I'll consider a larger correction here to the downside towards this upside support line taken from the low of the 13th of March. So yeah, that's a pretty straightforward game plan, guys, and nothing much to invent here. Yes, the 61.8 is still something that I'm really, really interested in. I want to see how we're going to be trading around it. But so far, from the shorter term perspective, I'm considering a possible move higher as long as we stay above the 14,450 territory right here. 14,450, yeah, territory right here. So For now, yeah, that's a simple game plan. And like I said, keep your eyes on today's news, guys. Yeah, NFPs, unemployment rate, average hourly earnings. That's all, you know, that could impact the market. And it could impact this. Look at this madness here. It is now pushing back for a no rate hike. Back to the upside. So basically, I think that yeah, this changed, and I think the market started pushing back up. Okay, let's see how far this can go, because again, I think that in my opinion, this might end up being around 50-50, closer to the 14th of June. However, I don't get me wrong, I don't have a crystal ball, and yeah, so you know, maybe it will happen, maybe it won't. Who knows? But look, if I need to throw out something out there, that's my idea. I think that this might end up being 50-50, closer to the, you know, basically giving us that tension again, like, oh, what the Fed's going to do? Will they raise or they not? So, and to be honest, don't be surprised if the market actually sticks around, maybe starts, you know, moving sideways a little bit here. So before the meeting. So don't be, like I said, don't be surprised about that, because in general, we have already kind of you know, a decent up move. So we didn't have like a sharp sell-off or anything like that. So maybe that's what we need. However, again, at this point, looking at the picture here, the trend is still to the upside, so this could continue pushing higher. And look, for now, if it's with the upside, yes, I'm taking cautious approaches here, and if we do stay above this 14,450 territory, I'm leaning towards the 14,642 and 725 levels, approximately around here. Why these? Because these have been very good levels here back in 2022. Also in spring, and then yeah, this is the last one that I mentioned. The 14,725 is the inside swing low here of the 1st of April of 2022. Good potential target. Let's see if we can reach that. S&P 500. So beautiful rebound. Look, I talked about this hurdle here yesterday, the 4,175. I needed to see a nice good drop below it in order to go lower. We didn't get that. Instead, we got a rebound and pushed back above this highlighted zone right here. Now, I'm cautiously leaning towards the upside. I got my move here, but the only problem is that I got a little hold up near this territory. So there, this 4242 mark. So look, we can keep an eye on it. I'm still cautiously bullish because we've climbed above my highlighted territory. But for that extra confirmation, I would like to see a push above that 4242 level. So 4242 level. If we get that, great. I'll go further north. I'll aim for that 4,327, and then yeah, that's the highest point, by the way, of August 2022, and then we'll go from there. But at this point, I'm cautiously bullish, just because I need to see also another nice good pop above this 4,242 territory. Dow Jones Industrial Average, beautiful move back to the upside here, and yes, we climbed back above this highlighted zone, which is around that 33,000 mark, and yes, we came closer to this downside line. Now, look, I talked about this previously. I'll repeat this again. If you want to go higher, a break of this downside line and a push above the 33,300 territory here would be needed. At the same time, maybe we'll get a nice push above the 50-day EMA, but again, the fact that it's still a little bit away from this barrier, so that's why I'm just gonna stick to that 33,300 level and a break of this downside line if I want to go higher. Simple as that. For the downside, now look, previously, yes, and actually I'm still kind of keeping an eye on that 33,000 mark. But from the shorter term perspective, we did form something around these lines here. So we formed this upside line here, taken from the low the 25th of May. Now, don't get me wrong, it's a little bit on the tentative side because, again, we only have 2 touches, so maybe it won't carry a lot of significance. But maybe just for that extra confirmation, maybe for that extra kind of, calmness in your head, if I may say this way. If you're looking for something like that, then maybe yes, maybe that could be a nice, good area to watch as well for a breakdown. But again, look, I'm gonna start examining the downside again if we do fall back below the 33,000 territory. But I'll also take into consideration this upside support line. And then yeah, we will kind of go from there. If we break it, great, wonderful. Then yes, I will consider some moves lower. So the German index, DAX, back into the zone. Yes, the zone is between the 15,800 and the 16,063. That's my zone. That's one that I've marked here. Look, it's a bit of a pain in the bottom. We did fall below the 15,800 territory. Then I said, keep your eyes on that 15,700. We did test it, and we did kind of flirt with it, and we did rebound from it. So basically, it's kind of confirming again that, you know what, we'll continue monitoring that 15,800 zone. If we do see another fall below it, again, we'll aim only for the 15,700. If that gets cleared, great. Further declines are possible, and that's where maybe we'll start aiming for some of these areas here. But we'll get to that point. For now, we need to figure out what it wants to do here. Does it want to start ranging again? Well, look, we have a weekly chart here, and this is what I wanted to run by you. Basically, if this just was a false breakout here on a weekly chart, and we start, let's say, moving sideways here, then maybe we could be forming that head and shoulders pattern that I talked about a lot. If we do start oscillating here somewhere, then hey, maybe eventually we could see that drop later on here, below that 15,700 territory. Look, for now, I'm not rushing into anything. I'm just going to be observing this one at the moment. Like I said, it seems like it could go a little bit higher, maybe retest that psychological 16,000 territory or that 16,063. If it holds again or gives us false breakout, yeah, drift back down could be possible. However, if it pushes above it, well, that's where it could become interesting. Maybe we'll form not a head and shoulders. Maybe we'll go for a double top. Who knows? But let's wait and see. Let's not rush into anything. For now, look, I'm just going to observe this one. I'm really interested in the downside on this one, but I'm not getting that. So if I'm not getting that, that means it's not ready, to go there. So maybe I should examine the upside, but my upside will be examined only from that 16,063 territory, approximately around there. I'm not saying that specifically that exact level. No. It's the area around that, because as you can see, maybe it's 16,063, maybe it's 100. Again, whatever you feel comfortable. But in general, what I'm saying here is I'm watching this area. FTSE 100, just a little bit more, and I needed that touch of this upside line. Well, okay, I can't get everything in life. And apparently FTSE 100 touching my upside line is also not one of them. So, okay, look, we're rebounding back up. We found support. It's not really like we found good support near that 74 territory. We actually found support around here near the 7442 zone, approximately around there. Look, guys, okay, I'll mark that. This is going to be our new support level. If we want to go to the downside, a break of this hurdle, the 7,442, and the upside line would be needed. So at this point, I'm seeing a bit of a retracement. I'm keeping an eye on this 200-day EMA. Maybe we could go and test it. Let me see if there's going to be any value in drawing a Fibonacci here. Okay. Again, my colleague here removed the extension. Okay, I don't know why he doesn't like it. It's much clearer this way, but okay. Everybody's used to their own charts. But look, this territory, the 38.2, looks very well, nicely aligned with the 38.2. Yes, the 38.2 is near this 200-day EMA. A good area, good potential target, but for that we need to see a push above this 23.6. So if we do get that clearance, then yes, I'm aiming for that 38.2% retracement on the Fibonacci, drawn from the high of the 23rd of May to the low of the 31st of May. And then we'll go from there, guys. USX USD, which is the DXY, and which is the dollar index. And look at this beautiful thing. Okay, guys, I have warned you yesterday about DXY, and I told you that keep your eyes on one of my levels here. So basically, I talked about these two. It was a very tight target. I get it. We did push nicely above this 104.25 territory initially, but we failed to stay. And as I said to you, that if we do stay above it, great, I'll go further north. But we pushed nicely. For example, how you can trade this, how you can position yourself. So we got that breakout. Okay, great. You know, you're going long here, you're going into profit, but straight away you put your your stop loss on the break even in case a situation like this happens. And then it drops it lower, it takes you out. Don't get me wrong, we have seen scenarios where it drops lower, takes you out, and then moves back up, to the upsides. But then, well, this is part of trading. This is where you need to position yourself again. You don't risk what you can afford to lose, what you cannot afford to lose. You're constantly in this game, in this battle with yourself in a way, and with the market. But look, and this is where it worked nicely. So if you were going higher here, for example, you were initially in profit, then you started, it reversed against you, it broke you out and it took you out on break even. It started dropping below this hurdle. This is where you're entering sell, as well. And then this is, where you're going lower, and you have your break even sitting here somewhere, and that actually continues to, just drift south. Well, congratulations to the result here, because again, it reached my target. My target was around this 200-day EMA together with these 103.4955 levels. But not only that, we actually broke below it. So yeah, I'm curious of the Fibonacci's. Is there any value in here? Okay, we broke. I think it's not this one. I need to draw it this way. So yeah, we broke the 23.6. To be honest, now we could be aiming for, if we stay below this territory, below the highlighted zone and the 200-day EMA, I'm leaning towards that 38.2% retracement on the Fibonacci here, which is approximately around that 103 zone. Yeah, good potential target. Ideally, a test of this 50-day EMA could be possible. Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see if we can get that, Now, in terms of the upside, well, if we climb back above the 200-day EMA and we push back above the 103.55 level, somewhere around here, or actually, no. Yeah, actually, if we do push back above the 200-day EMA, I'll keep it simple, and we push back above the 23.6% retracement here on the Fibonacci, then yes, that's where I will get a little bit more comfortable with the upside. Gold, look at this. Right, okay, look, this is what I talked about yesterday. So, what I said to you yesterday, this pattern, it seems like it could be something of a bearish indication, but only if we do fall and stay below this 119.58 territory. We fell below it. We failed to stay it, and look how well we reversed back to the upside. We went all the way higher here. We tested that 50-day EMA, and we cleared it, and we stayed above it, and we stayed above my 1977 territory. So as long as we stay above this territory, I will continue targeting the upside. Now, one thing I need to run by you, that this here is quite an important area of resistance, this 1985. So if you're not comfortable, for example, with the scenario, let's say, going from here, you can actually keep your eyes on that 1985. If we do clear it, this will add that extra confirmation for the upside, and we could maybe even start aiming back for that psychological 2000 level. Could be a nice good target. Also, let's see if the Fibonacci's work here. Okay, not really actually. So I'll get rid of it. So actually, I'm gonna I'd rather stick to some of the support and resistance levels at this point. Look, if we do fall and stay back below the 50-day EMA, I will consider a move to the downside here towards this upside support line taken from the low of the 3rd of November. Look, not much to talk about here. In general, the idea worked out nicely yesterday. So I said to you, I mentioned that 1958 territory. I said to you that if we stay above it, then yes, I'll go higher. I'll go for that. Well, we overcame my target actually, because my target was only up until 50-day EMA here. But hey, I'll take that. So for now, as long as we stay above the 50-day EMA, I am leaning towards the upside, especially also if we do pop above the 1985 territory. Silver. Beautiful move, fantastic. Nothing to add here. We did, flirt here a little bit. A lot of trades got taken out here, as you can see. But eventually we stayed above this highlighted zone and we pushed higher, and we ended up moving towards that 50-day EMA. So great. I would say fantastic result here. So what's next? My next target is still that 24.21 level. So I'm going to aim for that, especially if we climb above the 50-day EMA and we stay above it. So yeah, my next target is this 24.21, and then I'll take it from there, to be honest. I'm not going to rush into anything further north. In general, don't forget, where's my... Where did my 100-day EMA disappear? Okay, somebody removed my 100-day EMA. I don't like that. Let me just add. I'm thinking, why is it? Right. Okay. Let me just a second. Let me add this very quickly. Ooh. Okay. So inputs. Where's my 100? EMA here. Style, I like it green. Something around these lines. There we go. Yeah, there we go. I like that one. Yep. So, okay, guys. Yeah, I got my 100-day EMA got removed. So, there we go. I'll save that. There we go. So we cleared that 100-day EMA. Fantastic. In general, what I wanted to say initially is that if we do climb and stay above that 50-day EMA, we will be placed above all of the EMAs again. And that might be seen as a nice bullish indication, maybe running a little bit longer. So just keep that in mind, guys. Unless this continues to provide somehow resistance, then maybe, maybe we could start seeing some sideways moves, but let's not rush into anything like that yet. Oil, we're jumping back above this hurdle, this psychological 70 territory. I talked about this, and in general, I said to you yesterday that, look, maybe this idea here could work out nicely. Maybe this could be seen as a nice positive thing. Now, on 3, it worked out because, again, look, with this one worked out. Gold didn't work out. On oil, it worked out. This pattern, this idea of this potential reversal here, I talked about this yesterday in my morning video, so you can rewind that one. And I said to you that, look, this could be seen as a kind of a bullish indication in a way, because I've started noticing these patterns here, and they kind of ended up being bullish. However, as we can see now, statistics show that it's 50-50. So we're kind of back to square one, to be honest. Not really, a guaranteed kind of something. So in general, in the markets, nothing is guaranteed. So you always have to assume, you always have to position yourself carefully, and that's, how you do it. But look, in general, what I talked about, I said that if we do jump back above the 69.43, 44 territory, I'll consider a move higher. Well, we got that move. We cleared the 70 territory as well. And to be honest, my next target is this downside line taken from the high of the 13th of April. If we do clear the downside line, then that's where, yes, we could start looking at some higher levels. Natural gas, guys, something that I wanted to pick up on, and I picked up on this a while ago. Look, it's quite interesting. Although it's flat, it's quite interesting. We are near a key support zone around here. near this, let's put it this way, near the psychological 2 level, maybe just fractionally below it, 1.97 here. So look, if we do clear that one, then yes, this will confirm a forthcoming lower low, and we could potentially drift further south here. But the question is, will we get that? Or actually, will we get a nice rebound here and a push back up? Now, if you want to get a little bit more comfortable with this one, then certainly a break above the psychological 3 territory would be ideal. However, I get it. We especially on natural gas, we could be missing out on a bit of territory. So basically, I think that we will have to kind of gamble here a little bit if you do want to take part in this, because in a way, I mean, in general, I'm against gambling in general, guys. Gambling should not be, something that you should kind of follow. The only thing is, look, I mean, the reason why I'm using the word gambling is that in general here, if we do get closer to this territory, if you want to, for example, if you want to consider maybe a long here, you can. The only thing is that you have to have your stop loss in place, something that you can afford to lose, because if this suddenly, falls off the cliff here and confirms a forthcoming lower low, guys, this could, turn ugly and we could see a further decline, maybe even to that 1.5 territory. You have to consider that. So if, for example, can you afford to run this all the way to that 1.5 zone? If, for example, you enter at 2, this is something that you need to consider. This is something that you need to constantly think about. And look, if you can afford, great, wonderful. You could, you could maybe take advantage of this. But to be honest, I do like to be a little bit on the safe side, and I do like to be a little bit more careful with this. So look, for the upside, maybe you could keep an eye on this 100-day EMA here, shown as the green line. If we do clear that one, because at the moment the 50, for example, doesn't carry any significance. We're just oscillating around it, and that's it. But if we do clear the 100-day EMA here, then, well, that's where it could become a little bit more interesting for a few more buyers, guys. So just keep that in mind. Bitcoin. Okay, not much is happening here. Okay, we got that. My target got reached, the 26,550. Okay, that's fine. Look, we're now having a bit of rebound. I'll get rid of this arrow, no longer needed. Now I'm gonna just stick to the this 26,550 territory. If we do clear it, great. I will go lower, because we would fall below the 100-day EMA right here. And then, yes, more sellers could join in, and we could test the 200-day EMA right there. That's going to be my game plan. I said to you yesterday that, look, I'm going to initially aim for this little hurdle, because it has been quite a good area of support recently, this 25,810. And then if that gets clear, then yes, further declines are possible. For the upside, a break of this downside line is needed. Simple as that. No, I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to invent the bicycle here. I'm just going to stick to what I have. Ethereum, this one's a little bit more, well, a little bit different. Look, so far this one's kind of working out nicely to the upside. So it's kind of it's more bullish, to be honest. So this hurdle can go. I need to mark this one right now, this 1929 zone. But the thing that is working here nicely is that I said to you before that we broke the falling wedge. We broke the upper side of it. Okay, that's great. So we broke this downside line basically. We went higher. We found resistance near the 1929 territory, and then we drifted back down. But look, if you remember, I keep on saying that whenever we break a trend line, we kind of tend to test it from the other side, and this is one of those examples again. Where we, it's acting kind of as a nice trampoline. The 50-day EMA is coinciding nicely here, so everything's looking quite good. So, long story short, if you are looking for some higher levels, I think at this point the easier option is to wait for a push above the 1929 territory right here. If we can get that, great. This will confirm a forthcoming higher high and potentially may attract more buyers into the game, where we could start targeting then the psychological 2000 level, or even maybe a little bit above that 2020. AUDUSD. AUDUSD. Look, the picture here is that. Look, it's working out nicely here for the bulls. I talked about this yesterday. I said to keep your eyes on this downside line if it continues to hold, and we could see another decline. If we break it, this could open the door to some higher levels, and especially if we do pop back above the 0.6564 area. We got that. So now I'm leaning towards the upside, to be honest. And yeah, I'm aiming for the 50 initially. Then I'm going to aim for the 100-day EMA, and then we'll just kind of take it from there. That's a simple analysis here on this AUDUSD. So yeah, for now, it's kind of, like I said, doing everything what I asked it to do. AUDNZD, look, this one's a tricky one. Bear with me one moment. Sorry, my had a sip of tea. My throat here is getting a little bit hard. Look, what I talked about previously on this one is that we broke the downside line. Okay, I said to you that yesterday that if we do push further north, and we could, because we are above this downside line. We're kind of breaking the trend right now. So it seems like we could be establishing a new one. But I'll stick to my game plan of revisiting the trend line, for example, from the other side. And we could see a push higher. I have this hurdle. I'm not aiming all the way for this 1.0931. Maybe we could reach that, but hey, who knows? That's why I'm only aiming for now here for this inside swing low of the 21st of April. If we do find good resistance here near this 1.0888 level, then this is where I've drawn yesterday. Then maybe this scenario could be possible where we drift back down. We test the 200-day EMA together with this downside line, and then it acts. We rebound from it and push back to the upside, and maybe like something like this could be possible. So this is one of my scenarios here. I'll see if this plays out nicely or not. But look, for now, long story short, like I said, I'm aiming a little bit higher, but only up until here initially. If we do clear it, great. I'll go further north. Maybe it'll go straight away to this area, Could be a nice one as well. But initially, I'm just aiming for that 1.0888. USDJPY, beautiful move lower here. So, look, yesterday I've redrawn this Fibonacci here. I said to you that, look, keep your eyes on this hurdle. And look, we did push higher. We tested that 139.90 territory, found good resistance, and we declined back down. So in a way, everything's in line right now. My hurdle got reached here, this 138.75. Slightly below that, we do have the 23.6. I'm still aiming for that, to be honest. I'm still kind of sticking to this game plan. Now, if that gets cleared, this is the next step. The next step is that we could go further south. We could aim for that 137.58 territory, somewhere around here. Or even we could go towards that 50-day EMA. But again, for that, you need to see some stronger moves here, and you need to see a drop below the 138.75 territory. 138.75 territory initially. Then you need to drop below the 23.6%. Retracement on the Fibonacci here, and then so on and so on. But look, for the upside, if by any chance we start climbing back over the 139.90 territory here, I'm going to go to the upside. USDCAD, beautiful. I mean, this is just amazing. Yesterday I talked about this. I said that during my video, we were sitting around here somewhere, and I said that we continue to trade below it. I'm leaning towards the downside, and there we go. We got that move. Not only we cleared my 50 and the 100-day EMA, we also aimed for the 200-day EMA, and we got that test. So, and even we exceeded that, and we ended up coming closer to my target here, the 1.3415. I'm honestly very, very happy. Now, what's next? Well, look, it could continue sliding, but I think at this point, I will just take it. I'll observe from the neutral perspective. I'm just going to observe from the side here and just kind of, yes, if it drops and stays below the 1.3415, I'm going further south. But if it holds here, then maybe a bit of a rebound here could be possible at some point. But let's wait and see, because we have the 200-day EMA right now as a good potential area of resistance. If we do push above it and stay above it, above that 200-day EMA right here. At the same time, we could push above the highest point of yesterday near the 1.3450. So basically, in a way, it could align everything could align itself nicely here. So just kind of keep that in mind. So if we do push back above the 1.3450, at the same time, we could push back above the 200-day EMA. I can see there in the chat room, Gold Cartel, thumbs up. Thank you, man. I don't know for which part in general, but was it a specific instrument or maybe in general for the whole video? But yeah, thanks for that. Thank you for the thumbs up. In general, thank you for everybody who's tuning in and watching this one. Yeah, I hope you're enjoying this this quick review, quick 1 hour review. Yeah, quick 1 hour review. Anyway, guys, look, coming back to this. For now, like I said, everything's kind of working out, but I'm taking a bit of a step back from USDCAD. Got my result here. Now, if we do fall below the 1.3415, okay, great. I mean, wonderful. It will just continue confirming my, my scenario. But for how long? I mean, for how much will it fall? Maybe we'll find support somewhere here, maybe here. Again, we'll have to reevaluate things. USDCHF, beautiful move back down. So the 100-day EMA provided nice and clear analysis, waiting for the crossing MAs. Gold Cartel on. Sorry, I maybe may have jumped off on this one, but for which one? The crossing MAs. Which one are you referring to? But look, coming back to USDCHF, we did drop nicely below this upside line. Okay. Yesterday, in general, what I was talking about, I said that if we stay above this hurdle and we clear, for example, the 100-day EMA, then yes, I'll further upside could be possible. But we didn't get that. We didn't get that push above the. Well, sorry, we got the push. We failed to stay above the 100-day EMA. Okay, that's fine. We will adjust accordingly, and there we go. We were seeing a nice drift below this upside line. We're breaking it. It seems like we could go lower. Now, the only issue I have here is the 50-day EMA, because look, it had provided support recently. So for now, I'm aiming lower. Okay. I'm aiming lower. I'm aiming for that 50-day EMA, shown here as the red line. But if we do clear it, okay, great. I'll go further south. I do have that psychological 0.90 territory as my main target, to be honest, right now, because of what I said before, that if we do break the upside line, then yes, we'll go lower and we'll aim for that 50-day. And if that 50-day gets cleared, then I'll aim for that psychological 0.90 territory. Great, wonderful. I'm sticking still to that game plan as long as we stay below the upside line. If we somehow start pushing back above it, and honestly, this could happen because we do have a bunch of data coming out today. Don't forget, apart from NFPs, we do get the where's that number? Yeah, average hourly earnings, and sorry, I'm mistaking. Sorry, I mean, I thought the ISMs. Oh, by the way, let me just quickly check something here. ISM yesterday. I've missed that number because I finished for the day yesterday, and then the ISM came out, and yeah, that one came out lower. Okay, that's interesting. Oh, ISM manufacturing prices came out much lower. Ooh, okay. Anyway, guys, look, for now, let's put it this way. Today we have the NFPs, right? Let's see if that can, give us a bit of a shake-up or something like that. Because at this point, I'm leaning towards the downside, but if somehow it climbs back above this upside line and pushes back above the 0.9063 territory, then yes, I will consider maybe a move back to the upside. GBPCHF, what time are we on right now? Okay, so GBPCHF, okay, beautiful, beautiful. Look, I mentioned this yesterday. I said to you guys, I'm aiming for this downside line. Okay, I was only aiming for the downside line. I wasn't expecting maybe for a sharp, a big overshoot here, but okay, that's fine. This is a nice false breakout for us. Now, I'm gonna go back to my idea, which I mentioned recently, that such patterns might be little reversal patterns. Now, maybe we could see a bit of a decline back down here. However, don't take my word for it, because this is still something that I'm just monitoring and trying to see if it's going to work or not. At the moment, it's just 50-50, honestly. So if you're looking for some higher levels, guys, it's pretty straightforward. Obvious break of this downside line again would be ideal. If we do clear and stay above it, then yes, I'll go higher. For the downside, well, the conservative one says, hey, Darius, stay with the 200-day EMA. If we do fall below it, yes, then you can consider some moves lower. At this point, maybe it's it's better to leave this whole area between the downside line and between the downside line and the 200-day EMA. This territory right here. If you are comfortable in that, trading something like that, I would say, okay, you can do whatever you want, guys, but the only thing is that minimize your risk. Have your stop losses in place, don't risk too much. And then, because again, this one's a little bit on the tricky side, so just kind of, like I said, it's up to you. You know yourselves better. You know your balance on your trading account better than me, but it just kind of, like I said, be cautious. It's Friday. Let's put it this way, if you have been doing quite well, from Monday to Thursday, don't blow everything on Friday. If it's not ticking all of your boxes, don't. I keep on mentioning this all the time. I think I'll start kind of throwing out phrases here, like if it doesn't tick all the boxes, don't. Just don't. Yeah. Now, coming back to GBPUSD, I've talked about this one yesterday as well. I said to you that if we stay above the 50-day EMA, I'll go higher. My next target will be this 1.2546, 47. Boom, test, tick. Wonderful. What's next? Next, chill. Honestly, this has been quite a good move. Look, in general, I think that it might go further north a little bit, maybe. My next target is the 1.2578. I'm going to aim for that. That's a nice inside swing low here of the 9th of May. But to be honest, I'm not going to rush into anything here. Maybe this will be a good resistance. Maybe it won't. Maybe it'll clear it. If it clears it, I'll go for that 1.2578. If it doesn't clear this 1.2546, then maybe a bit of a retracement here back down could be possible. So simple as that. Don't really, like I said, if it's not really looking the way you want it to look, just don't. EURCHF. Okay, this one's a little bit of a tricky one. Because look, in general, according to all the TA rules, this is a falling wedge. Falling wedges tend to break to the upside. We are seeing a nice break of the upper side of the wedge, but we're seeing a bit of a flirt with it. So we had that clearance. We got a test of my target, by the way, the 0.9761, but it provided fantastic resistance. So at this point, look, let's say you entered a trade here and you moved higher. This is the thing that I said before. For example, you end with the dollar index when I said that we broke above it, we went higher. This is straight away a point for you to enter a stop loss, on a break even in case it reverses. And this is what happened. It reversed. It reversed back down, and now we need to figure out what we want to do next. It's now currently, I wouldn't say, okay, it's falling back below this upper side of the falling wedge, but will it stay below this? Or are we actually just oscillating around this upper side of the falling wedge? We don't know. That's why my downside scenario could come somewhere maybe from here. Although I have this hurdle, this 0.9706 as my preferred one, I could keep an eye on the 0.9724 as well. If we do fall below it, I'll aim for the 0.9706. If we clear the 0.9706, happy days for the sellers, happy days for the bears, and we could then end up maybe testing somewhere the area around here near the 0.9677, and then we'll go from there. So yeah, for the for EURNZD, so far so good. I mean, yesterday I said to you, like, look, if we continue to struggle to overcome this territory, I can draw Fibonacci. And, you know, we did have that retracement. And now the thing is that I'm leaning a little bit more towards the downside. As long as we stay below the 23.6. If we stay below it, yes, my next target is the 38.2. And then we'll go from there. And then we'll test maybe we'll test the 50, maybe we won't, who knows. But at this point, look, to kind of play it safe, I would rather, like I said, stick to this 23.6. If we continue to trade below it, I'll go lower. If we do push back above the 23.6, then yeah, this is where I'm going to take a neutral stand and just going to observe the price action. Maybe we'll push back up. Maybe we'll start just moving sideways. Who knows? But look, at this point, like I said, I'm leaning a little bit more towards the downside, but I only with one condition: if we continue to trade below the 1.20, below this 23.6, which is roughly around that 1.7680 zone. And finally, the drum roll, EURUSD, boom. This has been, honestly, look, I have mentioned this yesterday. I said to you guys, if we do stay below the 200-day EMA, I'll go lower, but my preferred scenario for the downside is from here, this area. That's why I've drawn this, because this was very unclear. I said to you, this is what I was talking about yesterday. I said to you, keep your eyes on this kind of zone because it could be unclear, because we went and tested already my target, the 1.0635, but now my downside scenario is from around here. All this area here is something just, you know, random walk or whatever. But if we do start climbing back above the 1.07 zone, that's where I'm going to get a little bit more comfortable with the upside. And look at this. Sorry that I'm talking in a very patronizing voice, but basically I'm very, very happy about myself. You know, but only today. I am happy about myself, because don't get me wrong, guys, not everything works for me as well. So it's not like that I'm, you know, super awesome or anything like that. No, never. I'll say that. It just, sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. You know, it's still, you have your human factor. Sometimes it kicks in, you know, so we're all human, you know, unless you're trading with a robot. If you have a fantastic EA, congratulations, guys, you know, wonderful. But if you're trading manually, that's not a problem as well. I do trade manually, and, you know, so, but because I kind of stick to some rules, and that's it, basically. Look, what I wanted to say here is that the idea worked out nicely, and we pushed back above the 1.07 territory. Great, that's wonderful. We also climbed back above the above this this upside line. Wonderful as well for the bulls. Now, if we want to go higher, look, we also cleared the 1.0760 territory. I talked about that level, and great, wonderful. Now my next target is the 100-day EMA together with the 50-day EMA. I'm only aiming for that. Nabil Mocht 88. Yeah, that's live. Yeah, it is live. So, you know, if you're in this, you have to accept that all these little kind of, you know, drops and rises, and, you know, if you're doing this, you just have to kind of accept all that. Anyway, but thank you very much for the comment. Everybody, thank you very much for your comments in general and your support. So thank you a lot. But yeah, coming back to the euro dollar, like I said, simple approach here that I'm taking right now is, if we continue to trade above the 1.0760, I am aiming to the upside, aiming for that 100-day EMA and that 50-day EMA. If we do fall below it, I'll take a neutral stand here. I'm not going to do anything here. I think that even this upside line will have to go soon, but I'm just keeping this one for now. I want to see how this is going to play out. But if it starts falling, now this is where I might actually do something different. If it starts falling below the 200-day EMA, that's where I will get excited again with the downside, and I'll aim lower. Yes, the 1.0635 territory is still the one that I'm going to be watching carefully, but if it falls already below this zone, the 1.07 territory, and it falls below the 200-day EMA and stays below that, that's where I'm going to get very, very happy, and I'll start slowly aiming to the downside. But for now, we're above the 1.0760. We're still staying above it. I'm leaning towards the upside. My first target is the 100-day EMA, and then the 50-day EMA, and then we'll go from there. So, guys, that's it. That's it for this week. That's it for this session. I hope you found it useful. I hope you didn't waste your time. I really tried not to waste your time. So thank you very much for sticking around for the whole hour, almost full hour. But yeah, I really appreciate that, guys. Honestly, you cannot even imagine how much it means to me that you are, commenting, you're watching this, you're putting these awesome rockets in there instead of a like. But yeah, it's a rocket. So thank you very much for that, guys. It really, really helps me to continue, helps me, to do this. I really like doing this. So if somebody can find any use in it, thank you very. I'm really, really happy. I'm really happy. So anyway, enough of this. Let's prepare ourselves for the last trading day of this week. Look, one thing for sure to say that it's Friday. Except the fact that there could be, let's say, one-way traffic. If let's say if you like to trade, you like to counter trade the trend area. You like to do that basically, or let's say you're a scalper or something like that. Then just be careful. Like I said, today is one of those days where it could just be one-way traffic and that's it. And if you have done already well up until today from Monday, I would say, you might leave it. You just leave it and keep it, for Monday. Just don't kind of blow up your account before the weekend. Because why? Because you have to enjoy the weekend and not to think about trading. The weekend is there for you to relax and enjoy, and not think about trading. So do everything what can help you to relax and not to think about trading over the weekend. Think about it on Monday, not over the weekend. And I don't know how many times I'll repeat that, but anyway, have a nice day, guys, and I'll see you on Monday, 6 o'clock GMT time. Have a nice weekend. Bye-bye. Uh-oh, you just broke a digital image cursing us all to 7 years of market volatility. Undo by subscribing to our channel.